Hello and welcome. My name is Joel from the Eagles batch of Java Institute for Advanced Technology, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how to use the JSP and Servlet with the web.xml file. But before we get into it, let's first of all take a look at what a web.xml file is. So a web.xml file is basically an XML file that is also known as the deployment descriptor. This file normally resides in the web INF directory of a web application, and the main use of this file is to declare servlets and their initializing parameters, and also it is used to specify mappings between the URLs and their targeted components, and also to provide declarative security and configuration for JSP pages and other documents. Okay, so now let's take a look at how we can use a JSP file and a servlet file with the web.xml file. So for that, let's okay, so now let's take a look at how we can use the web.xml file with a JSP and a servlet. And for that I'm going to use my NetBeans IDE, and here I've created already an application called web application 7. So in this, now I'm going to first of all create a new package in the source packages, and I'm going to name it com.test.webapp, and in this I'm going to create a new servlet, and I'm going to name it A. Next, in the web pages folder, I'm going to go to my web INF folder and then create a web.xml file. So now in this web.xml file, I can now begin to use my JSP and servlet files that I create. But before doing that, I need to first of all go to my servlet file that I created and remove this annotation, because I'm going to be using the web.xml file for mapping that servlet. So whenever we map a servlet, we have to use two tags. The first tag is the servlet tag, and the second one is the servlet mapping tag. So basically, what the servlet tag does is it declares the servlet that we create, and also the servlet mapping tag is used to map the servlet to a URL. Okay, so now I'm going to map this servlet class that I created over here. So for that, I need to create another new tag called servlet name. And after that, I need to give the name of this servlet that I created. So for that, I'm going to type capital A, and after that I'm going to create another tag called servlet class, and in this I need to make sure that I give the fully qualified class name of this servlet. So for that I need to type com.test.webapp.a, and after declaring servlet that I created, now I can map the servlet to a URL, and for that again I need to create a servlet name tag in between the servlet mapping tags. And for this I'm going to give the same name that I gave here. And after that I need to create another tag called URL pattern. And here I can give any kind of a URL pattern that I want, but in this case I'm going to just give it /a and then save this file. Next I need to go to my servlet, and then I need to override the do method. And here I'm going to just write an output for the response. And for this I'm going to just type something like this, and I'm going to save this file, and then I'm going to now deploy my web application. So after deploying this web application, now I can go to my web browser and then search the URL. And here I will get the output that says hello. So now if I go back to my to the web the NetBeans IDE, and then go to my web.xml file and change this URL pattern to something like index, and after that save it, and then redeploy this and see. Here I will get a 404 status, but if I type here index and then search it again, I will get this hello text over here. So just like that I can easily map any servlet. So now let's take a look at how to map a JSP file using the web.xml file. So for that I'm going to first of all right click on this web pages folder and then select new, and then click on JSP. After that I'm going to just call this something like index, and then click on finish. Okay, so in the same way I can map the this index.jsp file in the web.xml file, and to do that I'm going to first of all copy this and paste it here, and I'm going to do a few changes over here. And first I'm going to give the servlet name for this JSP file. I'm going to name it index, and after that, instead of giving the servlet class using the servlet class tag, I need to use the JSP file tag. And here I need to give the name of the JSP file. And after that, in the servlet mapping area, I don't need to do much changes. All I need to do is just change this name to index, and I'll just leave the URL pattern as index here, and I'll change this one here to A, and after that save this. And now I'll just go back to my browser and then reload this, and here I will get a text that says hello world. And if you come to the index.jsp file, here also we can see that we have added a hello world heading. So in this also I can change the URL pattern here to something like B, and then reload this here, and here we will get a 404 status error. But if I change this to B and then reload it, here I will get a text that says hello world. So this is how we can use the web.xml file to map servlets and JSP files. And with that will be the end for this video.